welcome to my dearest theories. What? My dearest theories. Repeat that? My dearest theories!
Oh.
Okay. The next big clue mentioned in the comments has to do with another enemy at the end of their arc. This time, Alexander Kirk. A man that is madly in love with Katarina and thought Elizabeth was his child. Some of what he did was in order to survive, but ultimately he was driven by his infatuation for Katarina and his hatred for the real Raymond Reddington for ruining things between them. So in season 4, episode 8, something very interesting happened.
Tell me about Katarina.
And why would I do that?
Because we both miss her. Because after all these years, I've forgotten what she was really like.
And somehow, the imposter mentions details that only someone that was there should know.
She was just
Dancing.
unafraid. You're wrong. I didn't see what she wanted me to see of her. I saw her.
Kirk is hell-bent on killing Reddington, but then
You don't have to do this.
Raymond, there's nothing in this world you can tell me to change my mind.
and I'll admit that at the time, I knew that whatever Reddington whispered to Kirk had to do with Katarina still being alive, especially that they had just finished talking about her. That would be the only reason that would stop him. But it didn't explain why Alexander Kirk would actually believe Reddington's confession about Katarina being alive somewhere, unless he was told that he was sitting in front of an imposter and it was actually Katarina this whole time. Which would explain his willingness to comply and his reaction. And the last big clue that you guys have said in the comment section is the fact that the imposter has said that he or she has never lied to Elizabeth. And yet the imposter has said several times that her father is dead. So people believe that rules out that that's her dad, which makes it even more possible that the imposter is her mom. But I guess people forgot this moment.
My mother's alive. You lied to me.
Velov is the one who lied to you, Lizzie, not me. Katarina Rostova committed suicide in 1990.
And that may seem to negate the Catalina theory, but I don't think so, because I believe the imposter could say that without being a liar. It's like I said in my original theory predicting that James Spader was an imposter. I believe the imposter considers things to be like a metaphor because he or she came out of the fire, out of the ashes, reborn like a phoenix. And this idea can be taken one step further with Katarina.
Velov was the agent assigned to find her. He was getting close. She knew it. That's why she allegedly walked into the ocean. She wanted the world to believe she drowned.
But Velov knows differently.
He tracked her to a hotel in Prague. She had just left.
Because her drowning was a baptism and she was born again, a new person. If you're willing to embrace this perspective and you acknowledge that the ones that know the truth may or may not respect the choice that was made, but they know that they could never say the truth out loud, well, then a lot of conversations take on a whole new meaning. Like all the resentment and anger Catalina's father has towards Reddington, the imposter.
I was just imagining young Katarina covered in glitter. As an adult, it's easy to dismiss this stuff as girlish frivolity. You forget the wonder it creates. The light captured, the secret wishes evoked, renders even the darkest days sparkly. Never underestimate the power of glitter.
Stop it.
Stop what?
Stop torturing me.
That was never my intention.
What are you doing out here? These boxes are all I have. All I have left of my daughter.
And
So, Masha, did you even tell her about me?
I couldn't. You know how complicated it was.
There's nothing complicated about it. We had to back out of Masha's life to keep her safe after you made a colossal mess of everything. Only you couldn't stay well enough away, could you? And you've got one thing I haven't had for a long time. You've got a reason to walk out that door. It sounds to me like there are honest people out there who are depending upon you.
Dom, you've always had a good reason to walk out the door.
I've always secretly wanted a wagon here. Smells like Dad's car. Like peanut shells, gasoline.
You told me never to open this.
Yes, without me.
That's not what you said. I'm old, I'm not that old. You said this was for emergency only, the last resort. If you open this, it would mean...
I know what it means. Dom, I know you've been conditioned to assume my selfishness. I'm sure that's largely my fault, but this is different. This woman, she's made it her mission to eliminate me, to remove me from Masha's life, whatever the cost. The truth is, she's proven to be remarkably adept at killing the people closest to me. She knows everything about my operation. I kept her at my side for years. But the one thing she doesn't know is you. I haven't told you about Masha because I didn't want to risk coming here or making contact with you again until this fight was over.
So now I'm supposed to say thank you.
You don't have to say anything. You don't have to believe me or help me or like me. You never have. I don't know why you have to start now. But this isn't about me, Dom. This is about Masha. If I don't come back...
You always come back.
especially,
I'm sorry.
For what?
All of it. I wish I'd been the person you wanted me to be.
and the time that Dembe said,
I'm not sure Elizabeth will ever be ready to learn about what you did to Katarina.
speaking of the lovable Dembe, the most recent clue involved him. Season 6, Episode 7,
Why can't you just be honest with me?
the imposter told Elizabeth,
You remind me so much of your mother. I don't remember if I've ever told you that before, have I?
There are a lot of things you haven't told me.
and well, I could say that when people are on the chopping block,
Waiting the hangman's noose, guilty as charged.
I want to help you, but I can't if you don't tell me what it is you're doing.
I'm fighting for my life.
they self-reflect, they analyze their lives and the choices that they have made. So maybe in this moment, the imposter is comparing the similarities in their lives. But it could also be said that while the imposter is reminiscing about the past, he or she, whoever they are, is thinking about a lost loved one. So that wasn't really a big deal. But later on, there was a moment that added validity to the theory because Elizabeth told Dembe,
He said I reminded him of my mother.
and Dembe agrees.
That's what he said when I asked him why he gave us this
But
baby.
it's not what he said, it's how he said it.
You reminded me of her too.
I'll admit, we don't know how well Dembe got to know Catalina before the drowning. But we do know someone that Dembe truly knows well and cares about deeply for.
Dembe has always saved my life.
I mean, the entire episode had moments to make that clear. And I don't believe that was a coincidence. The best way I could describe it is that when Elizabeth asked Dembe the question, Dembe's answer may have sounded like he was talking about Catalina, but it felt like he was talking about the imposter. Maybe because they're one and the same. And on top of all of that, there is James Spader's masterful performance. He's so strangely unique that all of his characteristics, the mannerisms, his likes, his dislikes, they just come off as being extremely eccentric. But it leaves the room for the possibility that there could be more to that. And I'll admit that after researching this theory, I have come to see the imposter's interactions with Elizabeth as deeply nurturing and very maternal. I could be wrong, and I know I'm going to hear it down below in the comment section, but I would suggest that you keep all of these clues in mind next time you see them interact. Well, there you have it, folks. Like I said, this isn't the only valid theory. It's speculative, mostly based on insinuations, double meanings, and little evidence. But that's what most theories are based on. I mean, come on. You can't expect the character to make it obvious by stating the truth way before the reveal.
Everything about me is a lie. But if anyone can give me a second chance, it's you.
God, yes, therapy helped me become an entirely different person.
Well, that's why I predicted the imposter theory beforehand. Because the imposter loves to taunt everyone by hiding the truth in plain words. And the Katarina theory does seem to have an awful lot of these moments in play. Especially from a certain point of view, all the pieces start to line up and fall into place. To the point that once you stand back and look at it in a certain point of view, it does seem as though the puzzle is solved. But hey, leave your comments down below. I want to continue the conversation. I want to know what you thought of this theory, and I want to hear your theories as well. And maybe I'll see one that's worthy to break down and present to y'all again. But for now, share, like, and subscribe. And you can check out some more of my dearest theories involving Blacklist by clicking up here. Plus, if you guys want, you can check out this little video I put together on where the Deadpool series should go from this point out after the post-credit scene of Deadpool 2. Click down here for that. Till we meet again, goodbye. See you guys.